Hello everyone, and welcome back to another month of MSEM events. I'm Caillou, joined on the mic by Dr. Batman, and we're going to be commentating this round 1 match for Grand Prix Toledo, which is going to be Plipster versus Gateways. Plipster is on Esper Granny Theocracy, named for Suzume Oshiroko, who is a powerful 2-drop engine which allows you to reuse your ETBs, and in combination with Theocracy, who allows you to essentially grab. It does like a sorcery speed Coco impression that also allows you to be a lot more aggressive. So together, the deck kind of like gives you a lot of grind potential that can also kind of tempo out opposing decks, and you can even lock them out of the game with Girion Pickpocket. Meanwhile, on the other end of the table, we have Gateways, who is playing 5-color Thunder Road. So it's all based around this titular card, Thunder Road. The idea is if you cast 5 colors worth of spells in a single turn, it turns into a deal 9, gain 9, which is pretty not bad as a win con goes. And it's supporting that by playing a bunch of 5-color lands, having some good fixing, and also playing a bunch of tempo-y spells at 2 mana, so that you're able to interact with your opponent to buy yourself long enough to augment Thunder Roads, while also having some good spells that obviously have the color requirements to help you get there. So looking at opening hands here, Plipster doesn't have any black sources for Suzume, so it's a little bit, and doesn't have any black sources for Giri and Pickpocket. So this is a little bit sus of a keep. Needs to draw us another white source for Theocracy, but doesn't have any turn 2 plays, which means that Gateways not being able to run out the Diffuse is not actually that big of a problem. Also, I lied, and then Plipster just top decked the Flooded Depths, so now has black mana for both Giri and Pickpocket and Suzume. But without that top deck, I think this, like, the lack of a black source would have given Gateways exactly the tempo that they needed, especially with the Cane Dancer pickup off the top. Yeah, now Suzume is
I mean, Gateway's hand. Apologies. Gateway's hand is pretty stacked though. They have 2 pieces of interaction, a full suite of any color they want, basically, and a Cane Dancer.
Yeah, which makes the choice of what to discard off this Giri and Pickpocket pretty trivial. You just discard the Diffuse, and it's like, oh, okay, free Cane Dancer target? Don't mind if I do. And Cane Dancer is also really nice here because it blocks and eats the Giri and Pickpocket, which stops Plipster from getting too antsy. So yeah, Theocracy coming
And here
down,
comes Theocracy.
but yeah, I think if you're Gateways, Cane Dancer is free here.
Fetches the island.
Oh
Oh,
no, it runs out the
diffused.
Diffuse. Interesting. I
I guess that makes sense because
to
now
make
that
it
you
to
have
make
both
the
diffuses in the
Diffuse
graveyard,
4?
if you yeah, well,
That actually makes
now you
sense.
can Cane Dancer the diffuse, and the second Cane Dancer the second diffuse off the Cane Dancer will also be 4.
Okay, and that makes a lot of sense because uh, this way, even if Plipster top decks a land next turn and then plays a 2-drop, you can counter it with Fuse. That actually makes a lot of sense. I wasn't considering that. We know that Plipster doesn't have a 4th land. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Also, Veilborn Meddler, I think,
Veilborn Meddler off the top.
yeah, this is like a good matchup for Veilborn Meddler. It's not the best, like the stuff like Burn, etc. is the best where they have a lot of juicy 1-drops, but your opponent having a bunch of like low curve cards or like just like important 2-drops means that pairing this with other interaction can take you really far.
Shocking to fetch, and they're gonna grab.
Yeah,
Let's
this
see.
is validating Gateways' choice to Diffuse instead of Cane Dancer last turn. Plipster's been kind of top decking these lands exactly when they need them, but if Plipster tries to jam the Theocracy, is it going to be in for a rude surprise regardless? Okay, no, it looks like it's going to be a Granny. Just assumes it's going to resolve. Oh no, no, no.
And Cane Dancer. The format's premier Snapcaster look like.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a very powerful card.
Yeah, and Blipster can still resolve the Astute Prophet to just cantrip, but obviously you'd much prefer it to be a 2-mana Divination body. Okay. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that Blipster had the main deck Whiterun Ordainers, which is probably reasonably good given that Gateways' main win con is keep Thunder Roadsing you in the face. And wow, another top deck Suzume? That's actually really crazy. Um, if
These
Plips
top decks are insane. My goodness.
Yeah, fortunately for Gateways, though, Gateways' top decks are also crazy, is going to be able to Veilborn Meddler, and then in response to the Veilborn ETB trigger, Sea Cash, and then just counter Suzume. So Veilborn, I think, is a
Yeah, we
card
have
which like it's a little bit hard to parse when you first read it, but the idea is, um, you can cast spells in response to its EB, to pump it up and counter spells with higher CM. So
and it's usually nabbing one or two cost spells, but when you're playing a tempo list, that's your way into victory. Just
counter their early plays and then get under them. And yeah, and like Veilborn is
yep.
like just a good like it grows so effectively as well, which is what makes it terrifying in its own right. Okay, Plips are going to run out the Whiterun Ordainer, gain back some of the life lost from that aggressive fetching earlier, and provides a body that can actually block the 2/2 Veilborn. Oh my god, another Thunder Roads. You really want to see a 2-drop there, just because now Gateways has the perfect 5. But I mean, you can play an unaugmented Thunder Roads. It's not the worst in the world.
Yeah, Lightning Helix is a pretty good card, even if it costs 3 mana. It's not the best, but
Okay,
only
it looks like Gateways
worst
is going to
cards
be
to be
making
playing.
a judge call, so we're going to pause the commentary for a second and see what that's all about. Okay, so Plipster top decking another land. This time, probably not what he wanted. Wanted some more gas, but Theocracy on its own, providing it. And Gateways doesn't have the counter magic here, so Plipster will be able to get 2 creatures from this. Though, of course, uh, Gateways can untap. Wait, did Gateways not play a land on their last turn?
Doesn't seem to be the case.
I am
I
so
wonder if they were
confused.
bluffing.
Still, I'm so confused. Why would you not?
Orichi of the Cold Mist.
Okay, Orichi is super good because you get to flicker Astute Prophet and then draw 2 more cards. Um,
And that's
does Gateways want
exactly
a
what they're
Thunder
doing.
Roads in response here? Gateways has effects at the end of the phase. What is going on? Am I missing something? I feel like I'm.
Yeah,
So it's
I'm
gonna
not sure what's
Thunder
going
Roads
on
the
here.
Orichi.
Okay.
I mean, Plipster
It
still
still gets
gets
the
to,
flicker off.
yeah, still gets to draw a card. And I'm a little confused because Gateway's not playing a land last turn means that they can't augment one of the Thunder Roads, right? So, and I feel like there's no reason not to just play a land. Oh god, and draws another. Yeah, when you're getting flooded like this, you definitely want to play your lands.
Yeah, I don't think the bluff of holding up mana and cards in hand to imply that you have counter magic is worth it when you're trying to get under your opponent like this.
Okay, Plipster
Because they're
gets a
gaining advantage
Stolen
every turn with
Secrets.
Theocracy.
Yeah, well, not every turn, just now. Oh my
Oh yeah,
god,
two
and the
turns.
Cognitive Fumigator. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, so if you're
and now you get perfect.
yeah, if you're gateways, you just have to Thunder Roads here. No real option.
Are they not going to?
I
Thinking
feel
about
like
it.
okay, I feel like if gateways doesn't, then they're big braining themselves too much. Like play the cards you have and don't try to like hope to draw into something else. I feel like, especially when I don't think that you want to be exile. No, okay, gateways is just gonna
Oh,
let Plipster exile the Thunder Roads. Okay, maybe I feel like I'm missing something here. I feel like I'm missing something here, or Gateways is doing a big punt.
yeah, I think they might be next leveling themselves
Yeah,
because either way, you're going to be down one Thunder Road, and your
and,
opponent's
and you
going
don't
to,
know what you're gonna draw. It's
yep,
not like you
name
have
Thunder Road.
card selection. They do draw. Okay, they draw cursory glance, but then at this point it's too late. Like you need to address the board, not what Plipster could have in hand. Which like
And if they,
Plipster has the stolen secrets, but like whatever.
yeah, Stolen Secrets forces out the cursory glance regardless because you're never not going to name instant against the tempo deck playing Thunder Road.
Yeah, because I mean it's a 23 instant. Plipster doesn't play it, assuming of course that Gateways I guess didn't draw anything else relevant. But another good
Hmm.
top deck for Gateways, Unceasing Flames comes down. Do you even answer? No, you don't. I don't even know that you kill the Cognitive Fumigator. You probably kill the Garian Pickpocket because that can do the nastiest stuff to you right now.
Yeah. Killing the Fumigator gets them another chance to pick apart your hand with the
Yeah,
Conjure
and
ability.
then killing the Astute Prophet, like I think that Girion Pickpocket is a much scarier flicker target because you still go -2 because you have like 2 lands, like you have a land and a card that you want to keep in hand, and Girion Pickpocket can actually lock you out. Um, Chooses to kill the Astute Prophet. I think that Astute Prophet, yeah, again, Astute Prophet makes you go -2 in card advantage, but I think Girion Pickpocket effectively does the same and also can lock you out and also has a power, so can pressure you if Plipster finds a way to answer your board. So I think that Pickpocket is probably would have been my pick to kill in that.
All right, making 3 copies of Unceasing Flames and shuffling them in.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, also we'll be able to swing with Cognitive Fumigator next turn because Theocracy will tap down the Meddler. Yeah, and Gateway's not attacking it, and I guess doesn't want to trade one. Oh, and Shinrei of the Ghosting Way. That's pretty not bad, but if Plipster doesn't run out the Stolen Secrets first, uh, Gateways can just counter it with the Cursory. Okay, so at the start of combat, Plipster's going to tap down the Veilborn Meddler, and then swing in with. Looks like still deciding. I think you just swing in with the Cognitive, right? I guess the thought is that if you swing in with the Cognitive Fumigator, you can't actually use it on the block, so Gateways can start clocking you faster. So that's a reason to not start attacking right now. But no,
So
okay, just gonna
Cognitive
go for it.
Fumigator coming in.
Fumigator is just gonna come in.
Might still be thinking about attackers.
But
And
no,
it's just
Flipster
the
just
Fumigator.
confirms. Gateways is just gonna take it. Not gonna give up the board presence of Cane Dancer. Main two stole. Oh no. Oh, Plipster isn't playing the Stolen Secrets
Oh,
first. It just assumes that Gateways won't draw the counter magic off it. Come on now. Cursory glance coming down,
oof.
and now Veilborn, it has like a much better chance of being able to clock faster.
Take over this game.
And there's another. This isn't even a
Um,
copy. This is just a normal Unceasing Flames. This can hit for 4. Um, I think I really think that you just hit Plipster's board here, but I can also understand Gateways just going for the throat and hitting face. He's gonna swing in with the Veilborn for 4. Keeping it back doesn't really make sense at this point.
yeah, now that it's reached a 4/4, it's becoming a much more high pressure threat against Plipster. And he's gonna roll out the Unceasing Flames, it looks like.
Yeah, but on the Girion or on face? I think both are defensible. Okay, he's gonna hit face.
Taken to the face.
This makes and the reason that this is good is it makes any Unceasing Flames top deck a kill now. Of course, the problem is Plipster can mitigate this if they get like a Suzume, because then Suzume can just bounce Whiterun Ordainer and then you keep replaying that. But yeah.
Yeah, 3 off the Unceasing Flames. Now every Unceasing Flames going forward is gonna do 4.
Yeah, and then since Veilborn is basically there as, hey, you either hemorrhage board presence or I make all of my Unceasing Flames lethal, it's kind of a dicey situation for Plipster.
For burn, Gateways is on 3 copies of Thunder Road and 4 main decked Unceasing Flames, but
They only have
I've
three
lost count
Thunder
of how many
Roads?
shuffled in. Yeah, they're only running 3 Thunder Roads in their list.
Well, okay, that's 2 copies gone. They do have they have 6 copies of Unceasing Flames floating around from the make and 2 other regular ones. So that means of the 48 cards in their deck, 8 are Unceasing. Oh.
Yeah, and that only is gonna keep ticking up, and that's a
Wait,
concession from Plipster.
Plipster's gonna concede. Okay. I think that was a little bit of an early concession. Because Plipster does have the Pithwilt to be able to answer the Veilborn Meddler, right? Like, yeah, Plipster does have main deck Pithwilt, if I remember right. So
And for Plipster's sideboard, he's running 2 more copies of Cognitive Fumigator.
yeah, let's take a
3
look at
copies
sideboards here. Let me just
copies
pull
of
it up
Whiterun
over here.
Ordainer.
Let's pull up sideboards over here. I accidentally closed the window with all of the sideboards over here. Give me a second.
So for Plipster sideboard, he's got 3 copies of Street Performer, which is a 1 and a blue creature that makes a 2/1 illusion with the illusion text where when it becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it, and that's a 1/2 human wizard. I don't think you bring that in. Your
Yeah, that's for
problem
much
here
more like playing to the board or like aggressive matchups. While here, I think you want to run your opponent out of interaction. So,
yeah,
which
and
speaking of which, I think Cognitive Fumigator, like you mentioned, quite a good way of
yeah,
doing that.
2
Whiterun
more
Ordainer
Cognitive Fumigators,
yeah, Whiterun
2 more Stolen Secrets, another Girion Pickpocket.
hmm
Uh,
and the Whiterun Ordainers are super good at just mitigating the life loss from the burn. So that is a lot of. I think you can probably take out the 3 main decks Transnaturalists, the Street Performer maybe, and then use that to bring in Cognitive Fumigator, Stolen Secrets, Whiterun Ordainer. Actually, you need one more cut. So you probably cut an Astute Prophet because it's not actually like. I think the Astute Prophets are fine, but I don't know that they're great here when gateways can selectively pick off your engines. So
yeah.
yeah, I think that would be my read on sideboarding for Plipster. On Gateways' end, has the Seabreen Null Mages, which how many fetches is Plipster running? Let's see, 4, 6, 10. Looks like he's running 10 fetches, so Seabreens could be relevant if Negate is just a no-go here. Shaldron's Rage, I feel like lots of Plipster's creatures have uh, at least 3 toughness, but I guess having uh, wipes doesn't hurt, just in terms of how much Plipster wants to play to the board. Same for out of body experience. So I can see Shaldron's Rage and out of body experience come in, but I don't think much else would need to change.
Notably for gateways, they are going to be on the draw, which makes a stifle effect on a fetch land a lot worse.
Yeah,
Because
so
they're
so
gonna
probably
be
so
up
yeah,
to
probably
3
not the
mana.
Seabreen Null Mages, just the Shaldrons and the out of bodies.
And yeah, it looks like that's players have taken care of their sideboarding while we were talking about it. So
Yeah, looking at Plipster's hand, the triple cognitive fumigator definitely brought in the extra copies.
yeah, this hand definitely gets unlocked by a another land off the top. I don't know if they want to risk that. They've certainly had luck with it this game.
Yeah, but how like I feel like when you're not on the draw, I think it's a little bit tenuous, especially when like you're playing against a tempo deck. So yeah, they are gonna mull as well. This one feels a lot more keepable. You have 4 backbreaking creatures. Um, Cognitive Fumigator on 2 when it's unanswerable into turn 3 Orichi feels pretty dirty. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, this just feels like a pretty dirty hand for Plipster in general. Has all of the colors. You Wayfarer Shrine for you have to Wayfarer Shrine for an island turn 1 though. So that means that you probably play Girion or Shinrei and not the Cognitive Fumigator on 2. So that's a small quibble. But other than that, it seems like a gas hand. On Gateways' end, okay, has Veilborn Meddler's their only piece of interaction, which is kind of scary.
And they've also only got a swamp for a land, which is even scarier. Oh, they have Shifting Cascade,
Yeah,
but
turn
that
turn one
doesn't.
turn one Shifting Cascade. You can go, but okay, Wayfarer Shrine helps us a lot.
Oh yeah, very lucky.
I feel like, huh? I feel like you would rather play the Shifting Cascade here, and then wait, are they just gonna play? Oh, no, they are just gonna play the Echoing Knowledge, just a cheap cantrip. I was gonna say that playing the Shifting Cascade and then cracking it for a Forest Island would allow you to play Bounty on 2 if you needed to for some reason, but I guess they wanted to cantrip or be mana efficient a little bit more than that.
Now, Echoing Knowledge is a very interesting card when you combine it with Thunder Road, because the
Yeah,
reprisability to add 2 more mana cost to Thunder Road brings up to 5 mana, which means you can augment Thunder Road on its own.
that's actually an interaction I did not realize. That's super cool. What's
And
also
because the draw,
I was gonna say
sorry,
what's also
because
super
the draw
cool.
card, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, no. So what's also super cool is Plipster. I actually forgot. Yeah, can just play the tapped land on 1 and then play the Wayfarer Shrine on 2. Cognitive Fumigator Ur's Gateway, and takes away the cursory glance that they top decked, putting them down to Veilborn Meddler's their only interaction, which means that Gateways can't stop anything that Plipster's gonna put down next turn. Okay, sorry. Now go ahead.
Okay. I once again I apologize for first time on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and because Echoing Knowledge's reprise ability adds the text onto Thunder Roads, it turns Thunder Roads into 5 mana, deal 9, gain 9, draw 3 cards, and that wins you the game on the
Oh, because
spot
it
in most
Oh my
situations.
god, because Thunder Roads copies itself. Oh, that you're so right. I missed the fact that it also makes it into an ancestral recall. Oh, that's so crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
then the choice to include Echoing Knowledge in this list, for some reason I was like, "Oh, it's probably just some Spirit Script meme, but that's actually a really relevant interaction. Yeah, okay, I'm down with it.
Yeah, Hersey, the person who's sort of pioneered this version of Thunder Roads, has sworn up and down by it, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we might just see why. But also, Plipster looking like they're gonna have a backbreaking curve here. Are they gonna play the Shinrei or a Girion Pickpocket? Okay, they're gonna play the
Shinra.
Shinrei. I guess the idea is that Shinrei makes it so that even if Gateways counters their future threats, um, like Plipster can just pick them back up effectively. And this is looking like a situation where you're like, man, I really hope Gateways brought in the Shaldron's Rages because they are going to need it.
Yeah.
On end plays a Sea Cache, um, has a second Sea Cache in hand, so this will draw them cards pretty quickly. And they have the shifting, and now that they have the Frigid Thicket, don't need to crack the Shifting Cascade for green. So I think they should crack it for red right here. because they have all of the other colors. Yeah, okay, it's going to crack it for red. Um, and this puts them live for Chaldrons on turn 4 if they end up drawing it, which they have. They're going to draw 2 more off the C cache, most likely.
Notably, Chaldron's kicker is also 1 in a red, so you would need 2 red on 4 to be able to wipe for 3.
Fair.
Which means they'd be forced to run out the Shifting Crag.
But they didn't. They played the Frigid Thicket, I think probably in anticipation of playing a Bounty of the Gardens to block something. But that's fair, because you can block Shinrei and kill it.
Yeah, playing to the cards you have in hand is better.
But it's going to be backbreaking for... Plipster can either double Girion here, or Girion and then Astute Prophet, both of which are just, I think, almost game-ending on their own. So, and Gateways discards the Shifting Crag. Oh, why not the Cumulus Horizon? The Shifting Crag does put Gateways off the double red for Chaldrons. That is so true. And Plipster draws into another live card, Cognitive Fumigator here. Like, this... Okay, is just going to run out which one? I mean, I literally don't think you can go wrong here. But yeah, okay, Cognitive Fumigator number 2.
This is everything you want when you're Plipster, probably.
Yeah, and I think that you can... What do you exile...
In response.
In response, Gateways is going to play the C cache. I don't... Okay. Wayfarer Shrine, Cursory Glance. And then this actually makes Plipster's choice so much easier, because I think if you're Plipster now, you just take the Bounty of the Gardens. And I say that because that means that Plipster can just put beats on board and Gateways can't really stop it. Because then you're like, okay, you can't counter shit with your Veilborn Meddler. Cursory Glance can counter something, and Veilborn Meddler doesn't trade with anything except my Girion, which I don't actually care about that much. And you trading with my Girion would be amazing, because I can just if you try to block it, I can just sacrifice it to Shinrei and then pick it back up. So, yeah. This is looking like a wash, unless if Gateways had top decked the Chaldron's Rage right there, could have just Wayfarer Shrine for red. I think, do they have a mountain in their list?
Looking it up, they do. They have 1 mountain.
Okay, yeah, so they could have Chaldron's Rage there if they top decked it, but man, at this point the could haves maybe not worth it. What can Cane Dancer get back? Just C cache? Yeah, just C cache.
Just C cache.
Yeah, because Fumigator exiles, so can't get back the Cursory Glance. So, Pickpocket number 2, Gateways is like, god damn it, well, I guess I gotta counter this. And then Plipster probably gonna... does Street Performer put it at lethal next turn? They have 7 on board right now. So, actually, they don't need to play the Street Performer for it to be lethal this turn. I think you'd probably prefer to play the Astute Prophet, so that even if Gateways untaps and wipes, you can gas back up next turn.
Absolutely. And that's what they're doing. Draw 2.
And yeah, okay. This is why you don't draw before your opponent you like ensure that your opponent has interaction. So we're gonna have to probably have a judge call here. Okay, so we had a bit of a judge call there since Plipster drew the cards off Astute Prophet before Gateways had the chance to counter it, but it's now countered. Gateways is going to take a whopping 7 here from just all of this board. Shinrei will be picking back up the Astute Prophet, and this is why I think that I was talking about this with Batman while we were muted for the judge call, but I think instead of countering the Astute Prophet, Gateway should have just Cane Dancered the C cache in Grave to try and draw into a Chaldron's Rage, because that's basically their only out, because they're dead on board next turn otherwise. So now
we'll see what they draw up top.
Oh my god! Wait, does Thunder roll? Holy crap! Wait, that also does. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Holy shit!
Well, that's 3 copies of Lightning Helix on the stack.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Pretty good draw.
Yeah, pretty not bad. Uh-huh. So, smart play from Plipster. Is going to sack all of them to Shinrei. Gateways doesn't gain the life as a result, so can still keep it close because has the Street Performer, which on its own, or not on its own, but Girion Pickpocket swings in, and then Street Performer provides the last 3 of reach on its own. Unless, but I guess Gateways can untap Bounty of the Gardens, and then Cane Dancer it back, which, like, how do you deal with that?
This game has gone from in Plipster's hands to very scary all of a sudden. Wayfarer's Shrine for an island.
Like, he's gonna pay 3 to Cognitive Fumigator here, it looks like. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
What do you even what do you even take out of this hand is the thing. Definitely not Diffuse, but I mean, Spirit Script, I guess is not, you don't really care too much about it. You probably take, yeah, you probably take Bounty because Bounty is scary, and Cane Dancer, while it is really dumb with the sea caches and Grave, it can't actually, uh, like I guess Gateways does, or maybe you take this Cane Dancer. God, I actually have no idea what I would do here. I feel like it's between Bounty and Cane Dancer. What do you think?
Taking bounty means that they can only make one token off the Cane Dancer. Taking Cane Dancer means they can't dig any further, and yeah, those would be the two choices. Take the Cane Dancer, get a
Yeah, it takes the
Veilborn
Cane Dancer.
Meddler off the top.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing is, but I think that I think the thing is Bounty can effectively block all of this, while Cane Dancer can't. Is the thing, and by block I mean block. It can block and eat the illusion, which means that instead of trading, which means that gate like it's gonna be like easier for gateways to like recover in some senses. I don't know. I guess Cane Dancer also just opens up more options for gateways, but yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll be able to like Veilborn Meddler, uh, Bounty of the Gardens. Veilborn blocks Girion Pickpocket and eats it. Bounty Token blocks the illusion and eats it. Street Performer gets in for 1. Okay, he's gonna try and run out the Shinrei. Actually, yeah, just play. I think you play. No, Gateways is gonna let this resolve, but why not just play Veilborn and Bounty now?
Ooh.
Your opponent knows that you have both of them. You're not saving information. Okay, in
In
response,
response
Gateways
to the astute.
can diffuse this one. All of these pain lands making it a little bit awkward.
Yeah.
I think I should. Okay, yeah. I think the pain lands are like necessary for the deck to function as a 5 color deck, but also okay. And then is going to Bounty.
Ooh. Gonna find a forest off of
Yeah.
their Wayfarer's Shrine. Yep.
Okay. And then counters the Astute Prophet, but Shinrei being on board is actually, I think, scarier than the Astute Prophet because Shinrei can be made unblockable. So yeah, Prophet is gone, but then like now if you're Plipster, I think you can literally just not attack this turn. Next turn, sacrifice Girion Pickpocket or something to Shinrei, and then swing in for the last 2.
I mean, Gateways is at 2, and Shinrei can sack and become unblockable.
Yeah, which is why I
Plipster can
like.
sack.
I don't know. Maybe Gateways was worried about what the last card in Plipster's hand was, but I think Gateways not countering Shinrei was actually a pretty big punt. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
now they're
Like
back to
what do you
dead on
think?
board.
What could Gateways have been considering, when not countering Shinrei?
Let me check Plipster's list and see what they try and get in their head a little bit, maybe. So the scariest threat's definitely Shinrei because they can become an unblockable threat. Um, yeah, I really can't imagine maybe a Ricci of the Cold Mist to make another flying token,
But
or
wait,
perhaps
the
some
token
removal
isn't
for their
flying.
big. Isn't it? Oh dang.
No, if it was flying, Gateways would be dead here. It's just a two
Yeah,
one.
true. Maybe they were afraid
Unseas.
of
Also,
some removal
yeah,
spell on their blocker.
yeah, Gateway's top decking like a champion here. Unceasing Flames is going to be able to just take out Shinrei. Um, yeah, this is so unfortunate for Plipster. Is going to sack it in response so that Gateways doesn't get the Unceasing Flames copies, right? Because it gets countered.
Yeah, because this
Mm-hmm.
flames doesn't resolve.
Yeah, Flames doesn't resolve. And Gateway still has Spirit Script and Diffuse. The Diffuse doesn't really matter, but the Spirit Script I feel like is huge here as just a way to like dig deeper.
Having a bit of confusion on the board on how to remove the tokens, I think.
Yeah, Unceasing Flames by virtue of being a make means that unlike regular tokens, they are presets so that they don't automatically delete themselves when they leave the battlefield, which can be a little bit awkward when you accidentally make them, but you can also just exile them. And you can also Cockatrice as a setting, which makes it so that you destroy them when they leave the battlefield. You can just uncheck that. But yeah, logistics aside, Plipster can get in for 1 damage here. Oh, Monument is not what you want when you're empty-handed. Okay, he's gonna play
There
it.
it is.
And on end, I think if you're Gateways, you just... Oh, Gateways doesn't have another red mana, so can't play Spirit Script. Ha! Okay. But they can play it on their turn.
Oh, these pain lands are getting scary though.
Yeah, because Gateways can't use a Pain Land or they instantly lose on board. So that means they can't make another red off the Verdant Bluff. So Spirit Script is happening. Draws two, discards one. Ooh, draws two lands. Not what you want to see.
Notably, they can't make white for any top deck Thunder Road either. Well, actually, they can because Thunder Road is a Lightning Helix.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Cognitive Fumigator. Do you want to draw? You probably want to actually draw step this. Yeah. You want to draw step this with Monument to the Fallen Man and then grab whatever. Though I guess the worry is if you draw step it, what if Gateways just casts it in response? Because most of Gateway's deck is instant speed.
You can hear me all right?
Yeah. So we're back. So it looks like Plipster is going to flash in the Cognitive Fumigator on draw step. Um, Gateways is going to run out the diffuse before they realize that nothing's being cast. Um, it looks like, or wait, this is in draw step. Is this just? This is just.
Gateway says
No, this is on draw step. So why does Gateways have two? Oh, I guess they tapped the mana because they thought they would have to cast diffuse. So, yeah, okay. If you're Plipster, you take the Spirit Script and win, unless Gateways draws something crazy else off it. But yeah, you just take the Spirit Script and Gateways can't do anything. So yeah, Gateway. I don't know why Gateways didn't cast the Spirit Script in response. Oh my God, Cane Dancer. Wait, oh, Cane Dancer is so good here. You Cane Dancer back a bounty. Yeah, okay. That seems really good, especially since Plipster's gonna want to swing out here, and then Plipster will lose their entire board.
yeah, that's a scary top. That's a scary top deck.
Gateways be like, yeah, so I'll just keep top decking, and then keep top decking, and then keep top decking. This is my master plan. This is how I win this game.
Every single card in my deck's a banger. How do I lose?
Skill, don't know her. So Gateways is thinking really hard here. Um, what do you think Gateways is thinking about? You don't, are they thinking like about, maybe they're thinking about, should I Cane Dancer main phase C cash?
Yeah, because Cane Dancering a C Cash would get you deep in the deck. It would get
Hmm.
you a card, another card off the C Cache, and then another card from the Spirit Script becoming a C Cache in the graveyard.
Yeah, so you essentially do a draw four. Um,
Bit of bans in the chat.
yeah, I'm not sure what Gateways is referring to with Big Boy. Cognitive Fumigator is a 2/2. Am I missing something? I feel like I'm missing something. Um, but yeah, so the choices are Cane Dancer Bounty, which buys you back the board, and I think that's the play that guaranteed wins you the game. C Cash gives you overwhelming card advantage, but like I think if you just Cane Dancer, get back Bounty, you have a 6/6 and a 7/7. Your opponent can never attack in, and you presumably when they went to swing out just ate two of their creatures, so you can put them in a position where they're just fucked basically.
Yeah.
Of course, the fact that Gateways is thinking so much about this means that Plipster will probably not attack in. Because they'll be like, oh, okay. Gateways actually drew a
I got
relevant
something.
card. No, okay, so it looks like Gateways just straight up did not realize it was their turn, and that's why they weren't playing. They straight up didn't realize that was a draw step Cognitive Fumigator. Jesus, sometimes the brain of a Gateways.
What every rug tempo is like, do not at me.
You know, I feel offended on Gateway's behalf because this isn't rug tempo. It's a five color tempo. It's got those two more colors are the additional brain cells that they have. Oh God, not another monument. I think you
Oof.
probably keep this in hand to bluff that you have something else to put in. No, okay, is gonna
Oh,
tap three. Do they have another cognitive? Oh yeah,
always,
they do have another cognitive fumigator in grave. Gateways can just double diffuse this,
yeah.
and the reason that this is
Well,
probably the reason that this is probably better than just cane dancing in response is that and wait, why did Plipster not pay? Oh no, oh yeah, wait, no, because diffuse is actually
diffuse is in the graveyard.
no, actually diffuse was not in the
Wait,
graveyard.
Spirit Script in the graveyard.
Spirit script was so. Yeah, okay. Didn't even need to run out the double to counter. Yeah, okay. So I guess it comes down to Plipster's like, do I just go for it? Oh no, Plipster's going.
Oh,
There's no.
oh
Bro.
no!
Is this just literally game over? Because okay, I'm thinking about this. You Cane Dancer. Um, Also, Cognitive Fumigator is kind of messed up because it looks like if it gets countered, it goes straight back to graveyard instead of. Uh,
Yeah,
it's kind of messed up, but yeah.
it's
Okay, so Cane Dancer comes down here. You get back another bounty. You trade the Cane Dancer token, or you trade Cane Dancer with the illusion. Kill the rest of Plipster's board, um, and then you have 17 power on board,
13
and
power.
no, you have 17 because
Oh, I
the
know, yeah.
yeah, you have 17 power on board. You untap
Yep.
and instantly kill Plipster. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, yeah, no, no, actually you have 18 because Cane Dancer can block the Gyrian Pickpocket. Yeah.
Oh
Holy
my god,
crap.
what an insane game.
And I think Pipsqueak, who is one of the more prolific and I guess competitive players in this format, has a saying which is better lucky than good. But I think in Gateways' case, it's a case of why not be lucky and good here. Had some insanely good top decks, but also, despite some goofs and gaffes over like across the match, in general, played that pretty tightly. Um, and like manage their resources in a reasonable fashion. So yeah, I think overall, good games to Gateways and Plipster. I think I had basically written Gateways out of that game too because of Plipster just curving out so well. I think it's a testament to Plipster's deck building, like how terrifying that deck was, despite the fact that neither a Granny nor a Monument resolved in either of those games, and those are usually like the big like engine pieces of those decks.
Yeah, nothing, no big engine pieces, no recursive threats, just curve out with disruptive guys and beat your opponent's face in.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, okay. Unless you have anything else to say, I think we can wrap up this commentary.
All I've got to say is thank you for having me out here, and remember to tip your wait staff, everybody.
True. What Batman means by that is like, comment, and subscribe, the YouTube equivalent of tipping your waitstaff. But yeah, I'm super excited for
Hell
Grand
yeah.
Prix Toledo. So until next time, when we'll be covering more of these round one matches, this is Caillou and Dr. Batman signing off.